Have you ever just stopped and wondered how a physical touch, a sudden drop in temperature, or a really sharp pain actually registers in your mind? I mean, it feels instant, right? But it isn't magic. It's actually the result of an extraordinarily complex, high-speed biological network. Welcome to this explainer, where today we are going to dive into the absolute marvel that is your biological interface, the system that literally translates the physical universe into the electrical language of your brain. To make this all super intuitive, we're going to hit 4 quick milestones. Number 1, we'll map out the peripheral nervous system. 2, we'll look at the anatomy of sensory neurons. 3, we'll decode the sensory receptors themselves. And 4, we're going to trace the entire pathway journey of a single sensation. Let's jump in. Starting with section 1, meet the peripheral nervous system, basically the hardware of your body. Okay, so there's a strict divide in our nervous system. Right down the middle, safely locked away inside a vault of bone, is your central nervous system. That's your brain and spinal cord. But branching out from that spine, reaching all the way to your absolute fingertips and toes, is this massive, intricate web. That is the peripheral nervous system. It's the vital communication link between your protected command center and the totally chaotic outside world. Now, this massive peripheral network isn't just a random jumble of wires. It is strictly divided. You've got the sensory branch, constantly bringing data in, the motor branch sending commands out to your muscles, and the autonomic branch running all the automatic background stuff, like your heartbeat. It relies on a huge web of cranial and spinal nerves, ganglia, and sensory receptors to keep everything running smoothly. And the organization of these spinal nerves is frankly incredible. Think of them like biological zip codes. We have 8 pairs of cervical nerves up in the neck, 12 thoracic pairs in the upper and mid-back, 5 lumbar pairs down in the lower back, and 5 sacral pairs at the very base. Each specific pair oversees a dedicated territory, guaranteeing you have total sensory coverage from head to toe. Which really brings us to a profound realization about all this biological hardware. Your sensory system isn't just basic wiring. It is the ultimate interface mediating your entire relationship with reality. It's the boundary layer between you and the external world. Think about it. Without it, your brain would just be totally locked in a dark, silent vault. Moving right along to section 2, anatomy of sensory neurons. This is where we look at the wiring. If we zoom way in, neurons come in this wildly diverse, almost tree-like array of shapes. But the primary sensory neuron, the exact cellular wire connecting a patch of your skin to your spine, is totally unique. Unlike the classic multi-branch neurons you usually see, this one has a highly specialized shape, tailored for literally one job: rapid, uninterrupted data transmission. It's what scientists call a pseudo-unipolar cell. Now I know, pseudo-unipolar sounds incredibly intimidating. But actually, scratch that. It just means a single continuous extension grows out of the cell body and immediately splits in 2 directions. It's basically a biological express highway, where the main command center just sits off to the side, letting all that sensory traffic blow seamlessly right past it. Those 2 branches have entirely different jobs. The peripheral branch reaches way out into your skin and deep tissues to gather data. Once it captures a feeling, the central branch acts as the direct plug, shooting that exact data straight back into your spinal cord or brainstem. It is hyper-efficient, 0 delays. On to section 3. Understanding sensory receptors. Let's talk about the sensors themselves. This brings up a really fascinating puzzle. If the nervous system is fundamentally just identical biological wires, how on earth does a wire know the difference between seeing a bright light, feeling a gentle breeze, or suffering a burn? The electrical pulse running through the wire is identical, so what exactly changes? Well, the secret sauce is receptor specificity. The sensors sitting at the end of the nerves are ultimate specialists. Most of them are what we call unimodal, meaning their physical structure is only built to detect one specific type of stimulus. Photoreceptors only fire for light. Mechanoreceptors only care about physical touch or pressure. Thermoreceptors detect temperature. Chemoreceptors detect chemicals. They strictly stay in their own lanes. But, there's always an exception, and this one is built purely for your survival. Nociceptors, which are the receptors that manage pain. Unlike the specialists, most of these guys are polymodal. They're unmyelated, multi-purpose panic buttons. They do not care if you're touching a scorching hot pan, stubbing your toe on a door frame, or exposed to a dangerous chemical. They will trigger the exact same urgent alarm to pull you away from danger immediately. Finally, section 4, the sensation pathway journey. This is where we run the software through the hardware. Every single sensation you feel follows this strict 5-step chronological journey. First, an environmental stimulus happens, like touching a hot stove. Second, it hits that specialized sensory receptor. Third is this magical step called transduction, which translates physical heat into an electrical spark. Fourth, that spark shoots up the specific pseudo-unipolar neuronal pathway. And fifth, it arrives at the central nervous system. And here is the truly mind-blowing part. That whole peripheral pathway simply delivers the mail. It's only after the signal reaches the central nervous system that actual perception happens. Your brain acts as a supercomputer, instantly crunching the data to determine the intensity, the exact location, and the meaning of the feeling. Is it a friendly pat on the back, or is it a warning to move right now? If we visually trace that physical path, the signal enters the spinal cord, shoots rapidly up the tracts, makes a pit stop in the brain's relay center, the thalamus, and is finally projected right into the primary somatosensory cortex. That exact fraction of a second it hits the cortex, that is the moment you consciously go, ouch, that's hot. From specialized pseudo-unipolar highways to receptors flawlessly translating the physical world into electricity, your body is just an absolute marvel of engineering. But it leaves us with a pretty profound thought. Since our entire conscious perception of reality relies completely on these tiny, hidden networks seamlessly navigating our world every single second, what actually happens to our reality when this biological interface fails? Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I'll leave you to ponder that one.